Alright you guys, so the Tio skin finally got revealed, and I don't think anyone expected it to look like this. So being that the hidden ending is the last chapter, I think it's important that we actually explain everything that's in the hidden ending. So you make it to the end, and you actually bump into Willow and Tigray, who's also in the cure room, and it looks like Willow has defeated Tigray. Now Tigray goes on to talk about Willow, saying like, hey, you and I are alike, Willow. We keep our pain buried inside. But this was a big breakthrough for this. Tigray wishes things will go back to normal, but then you're interrupted by Mimi. Mimi is taking you to see something outside in the camp, and that is a massive helicopter or kind of like military plane coming in. So you're outside of camp where you have the Sergeant Monroe talking about, you know, hey, this call was sent by civilians, which was Mimi, I believe, or Akona on the radio. And then Monroe talks about Tigray and Willow, saying like, hey, there's the deserter and the criminal. Deserter would be Tigray and the criminal would be Willow, because we all know that Willow escaped prison. Now the military goes on to talk about how all the outposts were wiped out, which we know that even in chapter 11 in book 1, the outpost was wiped out. Now while this is going on, it looks like Tio actually summons the insolence. Now remember this note we had back in Temple where it talked about the insolence sort of just popping out of nowhere? That's exactly what happened. Tio actually managed to get Alphys, Kowali, Marcus, and kind of just bring them all here to stop you because we have the cure. Now while this is happening, a flash happens and Tio actually drags us into our memory. Now one thing I want you all to pay attention to is that, remember in Piggy Book 1 chapter 12 when we got the flash after we put the dynamite? That is where I believe we also got pulled into our memories, at least, and that's why we were actually able to see Bunny and Doggy. So I just wanted to point that out to you. Whenever we get like a flash, it's almost like we are being kind of pulled into a memory. Now Tio did go on to say how disappointed he is in us, even gave us some names that he's actually called by others, and he talked a lot about the free will and the destruction, like look at what Mr. P has done, because Mr. P pretty much gave cure to everyone and caused a lot of the destruction to go on that is actually happening in Piggy. That's like the whole story, at least. And now this time Tio goes on to say it won't be against the infected, it will be against me this time. And that is where Tio is revealed in this final form, out of the suit and just sort of controlled in this black goo with the white beating heart, and just looks very creepy. Now Tio basically brings you through your memories, and it's up to you to actually find all your memories and help defeat Tio. So you have to grab all these items, you bring it to Bunny, Zizzy, Doggy. Now remember, none of these characters are real because they are in your memories, so it's not like these characters are alive. So once you do all that, you actually defeat Tio, and then we actually get this white flash, which I think represents that we are actually getting pulled out of that memory, so we are no longer in Tio's control or realm, so at least for now. And Pony also says something really nice, like thank you for helping us out. He's brought me in places like that before, but he's never been that aggressive. Willow and Tigray also squash their beef, so they are no longer enemies, and they actually go out on a venture together. So I do think we will see them in Piggy Intercity, as that is going to be what's next. Now at the very end of the cutscene, you do see Tigray and Willow together, and there is also a bonus part where you can see Pony talking to Zizzy, it looks like, or talking to us, and talks about the carrot price being skyrocketed. Then Zizzy goes on to say, what about growing a carrot garden? Now the interesting thing about this is that Zizzy is technically dead. As far as we know, Zizzy's not here, and I don't think this is really Zizzy. Now one way to look at this is that Pony was actually talking to us about the carrots, and it turns out that maybe Zizzy is there in Pony's memory saying like, hey, what about growing a carrot garden? And that is actually Tio kind of placing Zizzy there. And to truly end it all, we can also see that Tio is watching us. So guys, this is just crazy. I look forward to hearing your theories down below in the comments. I am going to be bringing you guys some videos that will be talking about what's next for Piggy, what can we expect to be still happening in Piggy Book 2, Piggy Intercity. We also have more theory videos to cover up too, and there's going to be some series, some quizzes, and more stuff on Piggy coming to the channel. But Guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share, and also feel free to subscribe for more. And if you're new, and let me know your predictions and what you thought of the hidden ending down below in the comments. And I will see you in the next one.